From the subreddit antiwork. In line at Dunkin Donuts. This morning, the line at DD was long BC they're short-staffed. The impatient guy in front of me was complaining and berating the employees for being slow and went off about how long he was waiting for his coffee. The lady at the register chimes in, "I'm doing my best here, if they paid $25 an hour you'd get your coffee faster. If you want, I have applications right here." Needless to say, he declined her offer and didn't say another word to her. This was one of my first interactions where the customer was shut down, and I think our/antiwork is soreading. Douche in line in June. I'm paid too much to wait in line for slow incompetent employees at the checkout. Me, you can't be that important. You're buying your own groceries at a Walmart. He scowled and stopped ranting. Used to do this constantly at Chipotle. I've been waiting for X time. And there's 10 orders still ahead of you. As you can see, we're short-staffed. Feel free to fill out an application while you wait. Had one guy scoff and declare I'm in a master's program. I wouldn't work here. Oh yeah? Your bills are too good to get paid by working at Chipotle? Let me know how that attitude works out for you after you graduate and can't find a job in your field. I leave if a line is too long or something is taking too long to get done. I don't berate the employees or throw a hissy fit. Just leave. Especially if it's food or some non-important nonsense. Talk to some of our local Dunkin' folks. The owners in our area really abuse the state's training pay so you don't start making minimum wage for at least 90 days. Edit, sorry folks for not explaining. Training pay can be given to an employee for the first 3 months of work. Even if you are doing everything a full-time employee does. I was almost the aggressor at a Panera Bread drive-thru a couple months ago. Drive-thru took nearly an hour and I was on lunch, salaried office job so no hard return time. Got to the window ready to be angry and high-browed but was immediately deflated when the cashier at the window in the most controlled, professional and exhausted way apologized for the wait and mentioned they were short-staffed. Felt like an asshole, apologized myself and left a tip. I've been patient and supportive since. Restaurants aren't only short-staffed because of low wages, they are also compounding the issue by taking Uber Eats type orders or online pickup orders and expecting their overworked staff to handle all the extra work. Impatient rude people make me mad. Had a guy once get mad at the delivery time was running an hour and a half. We weren't making the sandwich till the driver got back so they didn't get soggy. Had a guy call pissed that his online order wasn't there 30 minutes ago. I explain I have one driver and he has 8 in front of him. He throws a fit out, why do we have only one driver worker? I tell him the site he order his sandwich from has an application to apply to be a driver so we can have 2 drivers. He cussed me out and said he was going to call corporate on me for being rude. I have applications right here, Lamau. Customer service staff are realizing they're too valuable to be fired over stupid shit like a whiny customer. That or they're fresh out of fucks to give. We all collectively need to stand up for service workers. If you see someone being a dick to a server/cashier/anything, say something. Mainly cause they can't without risking their gig. You can though. Something like, hey, fuckstick, shut the fuck up and watch how you talk to that person. This may not work for y'all in the USA as the person you're speaking to will probably have a gun. But I'm in Canada and nobody's armed and I know how to fight, so I'm not really afraid of what some loudmouth will do. You can tell interacting with people they expect you to lose your mind when something slightly askew happens. I've always made it a point to be nice to service professionals, but now I'm ridiculously so, I think, accepting any issues with good humor and just being patient as hell. I've started telling other customers that I hear bitch about service, well, why don't you apply here then? Or why don't you go shop somewhere else then? I'm sick of these people. They have no place whining about the way that things are when the poor people on the shit end of the stick don't even have the power to change their working conditions. This fuck you I got mine attitude needs to vanish, and we need to start holding people accountable for acting like toddlers who don't get a toy at the store whenever they can't magically produce whatever it is they so desperately can't live without from the back. This is what happens when you don't have a fear of losing your job because you know the employers are desperate for help and you could easily go next door and get the same shitty job for the same shitty pay. As a Bostonian, D&D customers around here can be some of the biggest shits in the world. I don't know how or why anyone puts up with them. I remember a few years back when they started charging an extra nickel if you wanted to put a styrofoam cup over your iced coffee cup, and I saw one lady, they'd be a Karen today, lose her shit when she was told that, to the point where she was pulled out of the store by. Okay, this is going to sound too stereotypical to be true. By 2 cops that were also there. Even better would be customers, like yourself and us, to chime in and say, yeah. Shut the F up, smile. I've cussed 2 people out this year for talking to people crazy. One at Burger King and another at TJ Maxx. I had about a 25+ water polo team come in at a juice bar that I work at, and there was only the 2 of us. They all ended up ordering crazy amounts of acai bowls as well as smoothies and sandwiches, so I was stuck making the acai bowls for a good minute while my other co-worker was stuck at the cash register trying to input all of the team's orders. The coach of that team started getting impatient with me, saying that I'm taking too long for her smoothies, and started bothering me, constantly asking when is her blueberry smoothie gonna be ready. Like, really? I'm making 20+ acai bowls for your whole ass water polo team and you can't even understand that? Of course it's going to take a while with just the 2 of us. I like this job, but not when a sports team comes in to ruin the day. None of them even tipped as well, man shrugging. Dude, I was at Starbucks today buying gift cards for my team, so scanning each card took a tiny bit of time. I was the only person in the shop, but the drive-through line was crazy long, so all staff members were busy. Old white man comes in, waits 10 seconds before he starts waving cash in the air while screaming, "Is someone gonna take my $3?" He was in and out in less than 4 minutes. I was dumbfounded. I wanted to say something but was so in shock that someone could actually be like that after 10 ducking seconds. It's understaffed because they underpay their workers, understaff the store, and treat them like garbage. Supporting these places just rewards that behavior. Watched a dude at a grocery store berate an Asian dad and his son because his little boy wanted to learn how to do self-checkout in full work attire with his company's name. I pulled my phone out and recorded him, then found said company and sent the video to them. Once he got more hostile with them, I simply said, "Hey fuckface," and proceeded to show him that he's been recorded and his employer has already been informed. He ended up paying for the family's groceries. And then I quoted Trailer Park Boys and said, "A shit leopard can't change its spots, racist fuck." He was promptly fired within the week. This is so middle America. Work retail pharmacy. Been short-staffed for over a year. Anytime someone complains about long wait times and long lines, we say the same thing: put on some scrubs and come back here and help out. Just remember. Take your time. Get paid by the hour. Who TF gets their coffee from DD? If they pay their employees like that, boycott the whole shit. Management is so fucking short-sighted. Stuff like this has to be the death of fast food, because why am I eating substandard shit if it's no longer fast? The other day I was sitting in a Wendy's drive-thru for 45 minutes, because they steer you into a lane that is impossible to leave once you have a car behind you, and decided that was the last time I'm getting fast food until they start staffing appropriately. I got annoyed a little in the drive-thru line at Taco Bell the other night because it took 30 minutes to get through when it wasn't that long. But when I got to the window, I saw the old lady who's been working there my entire life. I'm 25 and have lived in the same place, training 2 new guys to work the drive-thru. Everyone seemed super flustered and I felt really bad about feeling annoyed. I worked at Dunkin Donuts one time and watched the guy making food completely beat the S out of a customer who was being an ass because of the wait, until the cops came and had people picking up teeth off the floor. It's not like Dunkin Donuts makes their own coffee you can buy and make at home or anything/s. It is legitimate to be pissed waiting in line forever. We can feel that way. Just direct the rage towards management, not the peons on the floor. A Dunkin employee has literally scalded me with hot coffee through the drive-thru, not intentionally, but I've never once been rude or disrespectful to my Dunkin people. When I can tip, I can end nicely. r/that happened. This reads as a and everyone clapped moment, but I'll take it. Or people could make their coffee at home. It's not hard. I'm doing my best here. If they paid $25 an hour, you'd get your coffee faster. That makes no sense. If she really is doing her best, then getting paid more will have no effect on her speed. The only way it makes sense is if she's not doing her best, and getting paid more will make her work faster. I'm all for higher wages, but simply getting paid $25 per hour won't make you a faster employee. So $25 an hour makes you a good worker, but $15 makes you a shitty worker. Got it? So you were in line supporting Dunkin'? You're just as bad. That's awesome. And her response was perfect, smiley face, rock on gesture. I go to Dunkin' pretty often and the local store has been struggling a lot lately. They were so short on staff at one point they closed the lobby and disabled mobile orders, which likely caused a lot of freakouts like this when the drive-thru line was a mile long. Yes. Shut him up real quick, Lamau. The more you know, the angrier you get. I try not to get angry at any of these customer service jobs. It's not their fault their jobs don't want to pay people actual wages and benefits, so people refuse to work there. I overheard employees talking about these types of customers before, and trust me, they never have anything nice to say.